KnightVision News examines the academic pillar and skills for a successful midterm experience.
And we take a look at all the athletic news on campus as winter sports get underway. Hello, and welcome to KEHS. I'm Courtney Callahan.
And I'm Olivia Henshaw. Thanks for joining us on this edition of KnightVision News. EHS students find themselves at the end of the first semester, and before they can head off to holiday celebrations, midterm tests await. Seela Sanders brings us to her report on ways to prepare for this heavy week of testing.
Term exams are coming up in the next few days, and there is only so much you can do to prepare for them. Here is Sophie Butler and Alana Small giving you a few tips on how to study and prepare for your big tests.
Review packets, and I go to tutorials, and I drink a lot of coffee in the morning to wake me up, and I go to bed on time, and I mentally prepare myself.
For midterms by organizing all my notes the week before, so I already have them all organized, and then today I'm actually gonna start studying and going through and making an outline and stuff like that.
They even told me what they do the night before a big exam.
I go to bed at 8 and I study all before that, and then I eat healthy foods like salad.
I eat a lot, breakfast, so I'm not hungry. I bring warm clothes, a warm jacket and water, and I bring a ton of pencils, and then I go to bed pretty early the day before, so I'm not super tired in the exam.
This is Seela Sanders, and remember to study hard and have a fantastic Christmas break.
The EHS Choices program recently announced its subject of the month, gambling, and will focus on ways to address this addiction. My co-anchor Olivia Henshaw takes a look at this debilitating compulsion that has ruined many lives and ways to overcome its attraction.
The Choices program offered here at EHS is very beneficial to many of the students here. The students are allowed to go to the Choices counselor, and she helps you with anything that you want to tell her, any struggles you're having, or if you're just stressed out, or if you just need someone to talk to.
The Choices program is a really good program because it can help with a lot of things in your life, whether it's a gambling addiction, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, really anything, any sort of addiction that you may have. I also think it's really good to help with mental stability and mental health, such as things like depression, anxiety, stuff like that. I think it's a really good program to help with that. My grandfather also had a gambling addiction, and it really affected his family and the way he lived. It really is a bad thing to have because you spend all of your time and all of your money on gambling, it's an addiction because it's you just want more, you want to keep winning, and you lose more money, which leads to you losing your house, your family, your job, and it came really close to that for him, and I just wish that the Choices program would have been a thing back then because I think it really would have helped him, and yeah.
We're very lucky to have a Choices counselor here at EHS that helps us with all of our problems and is easy to talk to. Thank you, and back to the students.
The Arts Pillar has had a busy month, and among its 6 programs bringing students a love for things artistic is the music program. With its featured vocal and instrumental performances, groups like band can be found at Friday night football games and offering teasers during chapel. Here's reporter Ethan Toe with more.
You may have seen the band or orchestra perform on one of their concerts or maybe even during chapel.
Well, initially I actually said let me back up a bit. When I was in college, I said I'd never be a band director because I thought it was for losers, oddly enough. But after getting out of graduate school, I got the call. I was asked if I wanted to work at a high school as an assistant band director, and kind of needed money at first, and so I just took the job. But it was probably the best decision I've made in my life because I've been doing it now for 13 years, and I kind of can't see myself doing anything else. Well, I've always been doing something involved in music since I was about 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that. It was going to a concert. It was going and seeing a professional, or actually it wasn't professional, it was a high-level collegiate group play some really complicated, fascinating, amazing repertoire from memory And I asked my band director, what is that? How do I be involved in a group like that when I go to college? And he said you had to be a music major. And that was kind of all I needed to hear. And the rest is history.
It's very fun. Get to play at Richmond. Because my brother did there, like his last year of school. But I kind of like it a lot.
Thanks for informing us about all of the various things you do.
Thank you, Ethan, for that informative report. With more music news and some of the voices of EHS is Jason DeGeorge with his report.
There is a lot to find out about the music program here at EHS, as there is many different components.
Okay, the music program is part of the arts pillar, and in which there are two departments, visual arts and performing arts. The music program is one of the three programs in the performing arts, along with dance and theatre.
There is more than just one function of the EHS music program.
Promote creative music activities among students through several means. One are the performing ensembles, some of which are classes such as band, orchestra, and chorale, and some are extracurricular, such as jazz band, drumline, midnight blues choir. And then also we have other classes, such as a piano class, business of music, computer music, and then we also have a private music lesson program as well. Within the music program, I am the choir director, and also I do the music most of the music in chapel, which is closely associated with the music program. I am primarily a church musician and a teacher, and so what attracted me to Episcopal was the fact that this is a combined position of both church music and teaching. So it was that I found very attractive about this, and I love the four-pillar philosophy of Episcopal High School.
I'm glad I got to know more about the music program here at EHS and how Mr. Ashby is involved in it.
Another arts program busy with rehearsals in preparation for a weekend performance is the theater department. Cast and crew are putting in long hours for their presentation of King Charles III. Let's find out more about this spirited program with Harrison Wallace.
The students have been working hard to get to hear the King Charles play. Let's see what one of their head teachers have to say.
So in 2014, this guy Mike Bartlett wrote this play, King Charles III. It's the story of it's kind of a what if story of what will happen when Queen Elizabeth II dies, and her son Charles, the Prince of Wales, becomes King of England. And an exploration of the royal family. Basically, the premise is that Charles wants the royals to have more authority and power in England than they actually do. So he starts using a thing called royal assent, which is when the king or queen signs off on a piece of legislation written by Parliament. He starts using that as a power tool, and this causes a bunch of riots and a bunch of crazy in England. And we sort of explore the idea of power and the idea of family and the idea of relationships in a very deep and meaningful way. And not only on that, he wrote it like he was William Shakespeare. It's written in iambic pentameter. It's a verse play. So it has this sort of feeling like you're watching one of Shakespeare's history plays as well. And it's got a lot of exciting stuff. There's a nightclub sequence. There's a big riot sequence. We go to Parliament. There's a big shutdown of Parliament. And all of the students in the show are really doing tremendous work. So you really should come out and support.
All right. Good luck to all the people that are in King Charles. Back to you guys in the studio.
In religion news, the annual Advent Chapel service was held this week with a Tuesday student service and a Wednesday community-wide offering. EHS students are reminded that Advent is a time to slow down, de-stress, and reflect on the meaning of the Christmas season. With her report on what this special time means at EHS is Alyssa Wall.
On Tuesday night, we had an Advent Chapel service here at Benitez Chapel to get the whole school together to learn more about God and celebrate the season of Advent.
It was nice to have the whole school come together and just relieve their stress about midterms and just not worry.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because I really like learning about Jesus.
I really enjoyed Advent Chapel because it was a nice calm break between the midterm stress.
Advent Chapel was a great time for students to unwind and de-stress. Back to you in the studio.
Reminders of the holiday season are all over the Episcopal campus as faculty, staff, and students celebrate this magical time of the year. Quan Marion brings us more.
This month is a very special month. It's the holiday season. One of the greatest holidays is coming on later this month, Christmas. I was able to talk to a few faculty, staff, and students to share their holiday experience, and if they could ask Santa Claus for one gift, what would it be?
I am looking forward to the holidays. I'm going to Mexico, Mayacoba, and for Christmas, I'm really hoping for Trippy Red tickets.
Over the holidays, I'm going to do a 10-day meditation retreat. In the tradition of Vipassana, it's the same type of meditation that the historical Buddha practiced. It'll be 10 days of silence with no electronics, no books, eating vegetarian food. And then after that, I'll come back and I'll hang out with Quan, my man, and do some wrestling. And that's about it. If I could ask Santa for one thing, I wish I had more time to think about that. Something selfish, Quan, just for myself, or something in general?
Either or.
Either or. For myself, maybe another plane ticket down to Brazil to see all my friends down there.
Gotcha.
Something general, I don't know. Happiness for everybody.
Looking forward to seeing my friends from Park City, Utah. I'm going up there for 4 to 5 days to ski. I can't wait to go see them. Probably a lot of shoes, or like helping renovate my car.
Oh, I'm always really excited about the holiday season. I actually gave a homily last year about various Advent traditions that my family does. So I've got the Christmas ties all out, wearing them to school these last few weeks, and got the lights in the tree up at the house, and the kids are all excited. And yes, it's just a great time of year, and hopefully we can have a little fun while we're taking exams and whatnot. Throwback 1988 Oral Hershiser Los Angeles Dodgers jersey.
Study for finals, have a great break, and last but not least, happy holidays.
Thanks, Quan. Last week, KEHS brought you an investigative report on what students do with their lunch period. This week, we examined the many things going on around campus after school in Skylar Witt's special report.
There's so many different ways you can do to spend the end of your day. Here's how a few of my friends spend their time after school.
After school, I go to tutorials, and then I have either cheer or dance practice. After my practice, I'll go home, I'll have dinner, I'll shower, I'll finish my homework, and then I go to bed.
Whether you go from tutorials to practice or straight to rehearsal, there's always something for someone to do.
I go to tutorials, and then I usually go to the trainer, and then I go to basketball practice or lacrosse practice depending on what season it is, and then I go to small group on Wednesdays, and then I do my homework.
In athletic news, the swimming and diving teams are in the water and already setting personal and school records. Reporter Charlotte Pond has the story.
As we are well into our winter sports season, we tend to only look at the more popular sports like soccer and basketball and forget about dive. Today I decided to take a look into what it is like to be a diver.
I really like diving. It's pretty fun. I only started a few weeks ago, and I really like it a lot. I've been learning a lot of new things. We usually go to practice at Lamar around 4 or so. We'll head over there, and then we often go to a private coach as well, just to really develop our skills and fine-tune some things that we can't really do in just a normal practice.
Thank you, Reese. As I watched the diving meet and practices, I learned how time-consuming and hard diving really is. Come out to the next dive meet and support our fellow Knights. Back to you in the studio. I'm Charlotte Pond.
The girls' soccer program has also kicked off its winter season with a number of games already completed on the schedule. And in successful fashion, I might add. My co-anchor, Courtney Callahan, hit the playing fields to find out more about this growing program.
Girls soccer at Episcopal High School is a very popular sport for the winter season. I talked to one of our players, Lily Masterson, about the struggles and the good times of Episcopal's girls soccer.
My favorite part about soccer is meeting new people that I wouldn't otherwise know. It
So far this season, I've met about 15 new girls that I didn't know before, and now we're really close, and it's really fun to have a special bond with someone like that. We are definitely growing as a team. We started off a little rocky, but we had our first tie last night, and we're only getting better, and I just can't wait to see how far we will come at the end of the season. Well, it's definitely like a lot of work and time commitment, and it's kind of a hard season to be like in a sport with like the end of the semester coming up and all the midterms. So I'd say like managing my time has definitely been hard because you have like some late nights, and also around this time of year it's obviously like really cold and the weather can be really like just unexpected sometimes. So you have to like quickly learn to adapt to those weather conditions, and yeah, just learn how to be the best student and the best player.
As you can tell, there are a lot of pros and cons about playing a winter sport such as girls soccer, such as time commitments and challenges with midterms. But overall, girls soccer seems very enjoyable.
Well, that's all we have this week on Night Vision News. I'm Olivia Henshaw.
And I'm Courtney Callahan. From all of us at KEHS News, thank you for joining us.
And go Knights!